Hey, I know I made ice cream the other day, but I did it again. But this time I made not just one, I made a couple different kinds. So I made a blueberry pie one, and then I made two that were blue because it was 3 different packages. So made 2 servings of blueberry and 4 servings of the ice cream cake, birthday cake. So yeah, so this is what I did. So I got the birthday cake one, and then the blueberry one. I didn't taste this one. Let's give it a taste right before you watch this video. Come on, fella. Yup. I did not microwave that one. So there you go. We're making 6. So we have 6 ice creams for the week. Yeah. Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of keto, carnivore, and counting calories. I started my journey in August of 2019 and reached my goal in November of 2022. Now that I've reached my goal, I'm focusing on my health, both physical and mental. Thank you for watching. I truly believe that the options are limitless. I feel like there's no limit to how you could do this, what you could do with it. But what I want to do is mass produce this because I don't want to be making it. I don't want to be making this like during the week. So I feel like if I make it and put it in individual portions, I want to try it. And I feel like if I just make enough for 6 days, then I can make some more next weekend. I just want to see if it triggers me, if I'm okay eating it, if I have problems. Like if I go back for the second container, I don't think that I will, but I don't know. So, but I need to make enough for the week, and so I'm going to make 6. I wish I could make 7, but everything breaks down into 2s. So come on, I'll show you how we're going to do it. We might have to do it in multiple steps, but I'm just bringing along y'all for the ride because, it's something else I'm doing. So I'll show you. And you've already seen me do this for an individual portion or, one time making 2 portions. Now we're going to make 6. So I have some, I've watched these videos, and one person said you need to add vanilla to help counteract the saltiness of the keto chow. Somebody else said you need to add sweetener to counteract the saltiness. I've done it with just sweetener. I've done it without sweetener. I also have some honey flavor we're going to try today. So we're going to kind of break this up into different things. We're going to try a blueberry one. I think with the blueberry, we're going to put the honey with the blueberry. So I'm going to set that on top. But I have like a little individual dropper. So we're going to do honey for the blueberry. And we're going to do vanilla and sweetener with the birthday cake. So before I start, I'm going to go on and add some sweetener to this, or the vanilla. So I'm going to say about a tablespoon. I have a little hole poked in mine because I don't want to just turn it over and have a whole bunch come out. So that's our vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and try 2 birthday cakes and see if I can get them both processed in here. So I think I'll go ahead and do the cottage cheese part first, just to have the powder kind of in the middle. So actually I'll do half cottage cheese, or like 1 cottage cheese, then these, and then 1 cottage cheese, just to get the powder in the middle of all that. Hang on, this thing is messy. Okay, so I try to do it by servings because of counting calories and macros. So I'm going to do 1 serving. Well, that's 150. So I'll have to remember that. Hang on, I got to write that down so I don't forget. Because 1 serving of cottage cheese is 113. So 113, but I just did 153. So I'll have to do the math in a minute. So now we're going to go on and add both packets of our birthday cake keto chow. Okay. unpack it. Okay, so now, based on the math, thanks to my Alexa, 73. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, that's 70. Hang on. All right, so there we go. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's close enough. All right, so now with that, we're going to zero it out. And since this is going to be 2 servings, the reason why I do this is I do half of a serving of cottage cheese per serving of my ice cream. So I also will do half of a serving of milk per ice cream. So that way when I plug in the macros, instead of it being 80 calories for my cottage cheese and my ice cream, it's 40. And instead of it being 80, it's 40. So together, the 2 half servings make 80 calories, as well as these are 100 and something calories. This one's 118. So we'll just say 120 for my math. Instead of it being 120, it'll be 60. So 80 plus 60, that's what you're looking at for your calories. So now, again, we're doing 2 servings. So I need to do 2 servings of milk. Oh boy, 240 plus 240, I think is 480. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, we definitely could not do any more than this. There was an ice chunk. What did I say? 480? All right. Let's see how this goes. All right. Now, let's get this going. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. Get some of that excess vanilla off the bottom. All right. And the reason why we use this blender is because you're wanting the cottage cheese to be smooth. So, here we go. I'm going to pause and give it a shake in between here and there. I can feel that it's getting thicker than what it was when we started. I remember I did not add any Splenda to that, did I? That's all right. We can add some and then redo it again. However much Splenda you're comfortable with. I need to wipe that off because I just made a mess. Give me a second. And we'll give it another swoosh. This last time, it was about the texture of protein powder, like a protein shake. Turn it this way. Now we're going to get this into 4 servings. Now I'll measure it out like after I get this all dumped. Hopefully this is enough. Let me get to pouring. Hold on. Sorry about that. Until I have a context to know how high they need to be, I kind of have to pour a little bit into each one. This is how I do most things. I get an idea of how much there needs to be in them. And then, hang on, yep, I don't have a spatula. Once I kind of have an idea of how much needs to be in them, then I kind of fill the rest of them up. All right, so now from here, I want them all to be the same. They're kind of messy. Let me clean this up. You know I can't do messy very well. Hang on. All right. So for now, it doesn't matter the weight of them. I just want them to be similar in weight. So now 242, 240, 233, 236. So they're all pretty close the same. I'm not going to freak out about 8 or 7 grams. So now I'm going to put lids on them, and we will pop these in the freezer, and then we'll make the blueberry one. Give me just a second. Okay, now we're going to make the blueberry one. And y'all know whenever I pull these out of the freezer, I ain't going to remember what flavors they are. Now hopefully I'll recognize that the blueberry is blue. But it is me, so it's highly likely that I won't. So we got our cottage cheese. Now we're going to add let's go on and add some honey. Again, this is honey, you can't see that, it's honey extract and honey flavored. It's not real honey, okay? It is super strength honey flavoring by Lorann, Lorann oils. But what I did was I put it in this little squeezy bottle, so then that way it's kind of, I won't accidentally dump too much into something. So there we go. That's our honey flavoring, and then some Splenda. All right. And now let's do our blueberry keto chow. Let's get this zeroed out, and now we'll add our 1 serving, which again is 240 grams of milk. You could for sure do this how you wanted to. You may not even need any milk if you want to just use cottage cheese and protein powder. Keto Chow has a YouTube channel, and what I watched them do is they called theirs a cheesecake, and they made a cheesecake using cottage cheese and their protein powders. So take a look at their channel. They have a lot of fun things. This is just something that resonated with me. Again, I like to pause in between time, kind of shake it up. You will have things stick to the edges, like that's earlier from whenever I added the vanilla. Okay. Now, let's get these others going. Divide it between the two. If you don't want to mass produce them, for sure you can do just one package. If you don't trust yourself, like I wasn't trusting myself. Again, I still may not be able to trust myself, but I'm going to sure try it. Alright. We know it's earlier it was around 240. So we're going to try this. 223, 235. Well, it's different, but that's okay. So they're close enough. We're going to pop a lid on them. Now, last time I made these, I stirred them up every 30 minutes. Well, I don't really care about doing that because I've recently learned with these that if I take them out about 30 minutes, well, if I take these out before I start cooking and put them in the microwave for about 30 seconds, either way, that softens them up to where I can start eating it. So we're going to pop these in the freezer, and I'll show you how they work later on. So based on my understanding, please know I don't have a code. I don't have an affiliation with Keto Chow. I don't know anything about them. I've had a couple people be kind and gracious to me and send me some Keto Chow. So it's not something that I've researched. But my understanding is that Keto Chow is made for people who are doing keto, people who are adding fat to their diet. I personally don't do a high-fat keto or high-fat keto. I don't do high-fat because I'm watching my calories. So based on what I hear and understand, this works better if you add a fat source to it. I eat you know, I eat fat. So I eat ground chicken at supper, or I eat beef. So I have fat with my meal, and then I eat this afterwards. So while I'm not adding fat per se to it, there is some fat in my cottage cheese. The milk is skim milk, but there is a little bit of fat in my cottage cheese. But there is also fat with my meal that I'm eating. So it's not like I'm just doing this with no fat. But for me, I'm not using this because I want their vitamins or their electrolytes, or you know, I didn't seek out this brand for a specific reason. There was some people that are gracious enough to send me some keto chow. So but what I want to say about keto chow is, because it is designed for people who are doing keto, there is salt, there's sodium, and like it's 800 grams of sodium, so which is fine for people who are low carb. But what I want to say is that this has high sodium. The cottage cheese, let me see how much is in the cottage cheese. Hang on. Cottage cheese, this has 400 grams of sodium. So this is a salty flavor. So if you do not like salty flavors, you will not want to use this. You know, you can use a regular protein powder. Like, I don't know how much my Isopure, I typically buy the Isopure from Walmart. I don't know how much that has in it, like sodium, but you know, you could check for a lower sodium. I don't know if there's different sodium levels in cottage cheese. I know when most people use this, they use the high fat cottage cheese, but again, I'm not looking for adding fat. I'm focused on calories. So that's just some things I wanted to mention for you to think about as if you decide you want to try this. Yeah, so they say that to get all the benefits from keto chow, you need to have it with a fat source. I don't use it as a meal replacement. I just use it as dessert. So I have fat in my supper. But I just want to point that out so so that way you all can kind of be in the loop. So all right, I'll show you it whenever it's all frozen. It's been 3 hours. Let's take a look and see what we think. Nope. See how that's just poking right in the center? It's still wet in there. The outer edges are good, but see, that's just, I mean, you could eat it. That'd be like soft serve if you ate it right now. But I'm just kind of testing it out because I want to see how it's going to be later. So this is after 3 hours. We'll pick a different one to look at in a couple more hours. We're just trying to see how long it takes for the whole thing to freeze. But this would be perfect if I was ready to eat right now. This would be ideal. But I'm not, so we're just kind of keeping an eye on it and testing it all out. Plus, I can't lie. Each time I do this, I get to lick the spoon. All right. Let's see, what is it? It is 1 o'clock. We're going to check it in. We'll check it 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check it in 3 more hours. So it'll be a total of 6 hours. So see you in 3 more hours. Okay, it has been 6 hours that this has been in the freezer. Remember, so when I first, it's like ice milk, which is fine. Like right now. So see, it's kind of icy. It's not super creamy. I'm going to microwave it 30 seconds and I'll show you how it turns, how it does. But see, you can still get into it, which is why a lot of times in the videos you see them scooping a scoop out. And they may not do it quite at that full 6 hours, but anyway, I'm going to microwave this 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is 30 seconds. See how it goes right in? See, it just goes right in. And you can stir it up. And 30 seconds was just enough. And then when you stir it up, it all kinds of gets in there together. Now, if you want fatty, then you get you some fatty You get through some fatty stuff. But I want you to see, after I get it mixed up, because this is what it did for me the other night. After I got it mixed up, it still is creamy. You know what I mean? It's still creamy. It's just not fatty creamy. So that is how I did. So this is me making bulk. So I've got my 6 cottage cheese ice creams in there. Let's give it a taste. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. Yeah, buddy. This is delicious. So what you could do is pull it out if you're eating it like I do right after supper. Then you don't have to even microwave it. You can just pull it out and let it sit out. And when you're ready to eat it, eat it. There you go. Again, I know I just did this, but I'm showing you again because I show y'all everything. Yum.